All right, thank you so much. Words of wisdom there to get you along on the program this morning. Yes, this morning on ITV. And sincere apology, we couldn't continue with Abuja because of the unsteady nature of the sound quality of that program. Anyway, of that segment now. Now, we have Mr. Roberts Asoma. He's the former chairman of the National Association of Private Proprietors of Secondary Schools in Ovia, in Ovia Northeast Local Government area. The former chairman of NABS, that is National Association of Proprietors of private schools, of private secondary schools.
No, private schools.
Private schools.
Yeah.
I beg your pardon now.
Yeah.
In Ovia Northeast Local Government of Edo State, the former chairman there, and he is representing the state chairman of NABS. We were talking about education in Nigeria. We're talking about the sanctity of our education and also the integrity of our education. Now, Mr. Asoma is a stakeholder and, of course, is one of those that mentor candidates into writing examinations, external examinations from secondary school, writing external examinations to tertiary institutions. So the case of Miss Mesoma Joy Ejikeme, it's an issue that has assumed a national interest, if not international interest now, whereby the young lady's case is still under investigation. As we speak now, a total number of 113 score is a contention, because from what JAMB has told Nigerians, that Miss Mesoma actually scored 249, whereas Mesoma says she printed 362. And you know, JAMB said that you forged that result, but she said she did not forge the result. That was what she printed from the JAMB portal. Now, what JAMB simply did was to go into the portal that she claimed to have printed from. Now, they saw the name, but JAMB had to take a deeper dive investigation into the situation. And of course, they simply took the barcode of that result page and found out that that page does not even belong to her. That the last time they actually used that format in printing a result was sometime in 2021. And of course, that page belonged to somebody else that scored 139 at that time. So who is telling lies now? We understand that investigations are going on. And of course, JAMB has said that she forged the results. And she has said that she did not forge the result. And also, too, we understand that JAMB has also told her, of which she has accepted, her true results, which is 249. Investigations are still ongoing to actually ascertain whether Miss Joy Mesoma Jikeme actually forged that result. Now, there are various ways to look at the situation, because the truth of the matter is that if she actually forged the result, then, of course, she may not have had the effrontery to approach JAMB, because JAMB was about celebrating a candidate that scored 360. And of course, she approached JAMB with her parents now to let JAMB know that she has a higher score, which was 362. So that was how JAMB now had to found out that result was not genuine. Anyway, so we've got Mr. Asoma here to discuss the issue. Mr. Asoma, you're welcome to the program this morning on ITV.
Thank you very much.
All right,
Good morning.
What are your reactions to the story, the developing story between JAMB and Ms. Mesoma?
It's an intriguing one, very, very interesting. This goes to show the laxity, the flexibility in terms of lack of control in our educational system. Stakeholders don't know what's going on in the system. There's no proper control. The system, just last week, the World Bank reported that Nigeria digital facility is incapable of taking care of a cashless society. It means we are not even ready. We are not ready. We are forcing ourselves into a system we are incapable of sustaining. We don't have enough facility to sustain it. That's why you see anything can be done in our digital system, in our ICT. So if you have that kind of thing, then there should be enough checks and balances. Checks to prevent such things. I think our government should invest more in our ICT, in our digital system, so that it can sustain the pressure that it is receiving. A system that is supposed to take 1,000 persons is taking like 10,000. You know what that means? The system will either collapse or malfunction. And then anything is possible.
Now, are you trying to fault the CBT examination that JAMB has started?
Yes. We don't have enough facility for it. That's why the system is being manipulated, as JAMB claims. Your own system can be manipulated under your nose, under your very watch. You have to take measures to make sure the system is safe for the users, and it gives credible results that can be sustained.
Okay. All right. So the situation, like what we said, it's very sensitive because people are actually waiting to find out what happened. Miss Mesoma Joy Ejikeme is only 19 years old. She's just, she has gone about 2 years above the adulthood age now. Yeah. It's 19 years old, and for most people, they are looking at it from a different angle, that she's probably too young to have forged that result. Yeah. She has not owned up that she forged. Yeah. She said she printed the result from the portal. And of course, despite the fact that she has owned up that, okay, JAMB says she's called 249. But let's look at it from another dimension. Now, what do you think is happening in the education sector? Though you have said that digitally we are not ready in this country. No. So that seems to be what is also spreading into the education. Now, outside that, what do you think is going on in the education sector in Nigeria?
In terms of?
In terms of quality education that we give, in terms of adhering to the tenets of good education in Nigeria?
Well, so much is being done in that regard. The curriculum is good. The planners have set out very nice curriculum. And those executing it, the principals and the teachers, they are doing their best to deliver the curriculum. I think teaching and learning is good to a great extent, to a reasonable extent. Is good enough. It's left for the learners to open up and accept and receive such sound teachings, so that, like the goal of education says, such individuals will become self-assertive and develop themselves and be able to contribute to themselves and the society. That's what I feel. The education system is pretty okay, as it were, right now.
I know you talk this way. I mean, you're a stakeholder in the education sector, so I don't expect you to want to fault the education sector in the country.
No, I will fault it if there are faults. And of course, there are loopholes.
So what are the loopholes I'll point it out. That should be looked into?
Yes, there are loopholes. For instance, let's look at we've been crying, proprietors of private schools have been crying in this state for like close to 10 years now, that the lecture centers are creating a problem for us. They're not allowing us to teach our learners to the zenith, to the finishing point. In the senior section category, you have SS1, 2, and 3. Now, I can't say there's any school that can boast of SS3. Even if they do, it's haphazard. The children go to SS1, SS2, they disappear. They go to lecture houses. From lecture houses, they enroll.
Yeah, but some of you private proprietors now, you are the owners of these lecture centers.
No. We have schools. Our schools run after-school lessons, after-school lectures. School closes between 2 to 3 or so, and lectures begin. We run lectures after school, not during school hours. Lecture centers run their lectures during school hours. The same time we run school. And the children find it much more interesting going to the lecture centers, wearing whatever they want to wear, spaghetti, pants, and all that. And they go to the lecture center without control. And it's unfortunate that the parents support such things. We've been crying. We've met the government severally, the Commissioner of Education, to stop this trend. And you have it in, you have it in your archive. There's a point the present commissioner, in her meeting with us on one occasion, asked us why we roba Mecca when we said stop lecture centers. They just can't do it. I don't know why.
Anyway, let us not go away from the main focus of this discussion this morning. Now, back to the issue at hand, the MMESOMA'S versus JAMB saga now.
Yeah.
Now, for some persons, they kind of put a blame on JAMB that, look, an investigation has been initiated by the Department of the State Security Service, the DSS and all that, that why Nigerians are waiting for the outcome of the investigation, JAMB has gone ahead to say that that result was forged. What are your reactions on this? Because we are looking at the integrity of the young lady now. JAMB went ahead to bar the young lady until 2026, 2027 or thereabout.
2026.
Enroll for that examination. So what is your reaction to the way JAMB has handled the situation?
Yeah, my reaction to that is simple. JAMB was in a hurry to save face. And things are not done that way. It was JAMB that called in the DSS. Say, come, oh, there's a little girl here, please pick her up for questioning and find out what about her result that she is parading. Now, you initiated the process. You wanted the DSS to investigate the little girl and tell you what happened and give you a report. There's no investigation without report. They will give a report, not just to you, to the public. Everybody will see, and then an action will be taken thereafter. But instead of JAMB waiting for the report of the DSS, they went ahead. You see, it's not only in the law court you have prejudicial. When you invite people to mediate between us, and before they mediate, you take action, that's prejudicial. So the action of JAMB is quite prejudicial. In this circumstance, it were. You didn't wait for the report. You went ahead to execute justice in your own terms. Then you shouldn't have called in the DSS in the first place.
Justice has really not been executed now. They went ahead.
They have barred the girl. That's the justice. They barred the girl. That's a punitive measure, which is supposed to come after adjudication of the case, not before. You can't go to prison if the court has not adjudicated your case, if you are found wanting. So JAMB, I fought JAMB very seriously because they were in a hurry. What if at the end of the day, the DSS come out with their report and say, oh, this girl is not guilty? What would JAMB say? Then, some of us, I've heard some legal luminaries say they will back the girl and pick JAMB. I will also join. I'll lend my voice and whatever I can add to make sure JAMB pays seriously for character defamation.
Yeah, but JAMB has the statutory responsibility now to punish any person that brings a result that is contrary to what they have. That's what they are doing now.
They do. But if they have not invited the DSS to investigate, then they reserve the right. As long as that right that they have, they handed it over to the law enforcement agents of this country, they have transferred their right to such law enforcement agents to do the needful. They should have waited for the DSS to release their report before doing anything. Yes.
Okay, let us also look at CBT centers now, because this whole thing probably starts from CBT centers, the computer text-based centers that JAMB do have, of which some of your facilities are the facilities that JAMB uses.
Yeah.
Now, for some people, they have the opinion that JAMB should not leave their examination in the hands of non-members of their board. I mean, private CBT centers now conducting, aligned to be stakeholders in that examination. This whole thing starts from there.
Yeah, you're very correct, sir. You're very correct, because that's why I said in my opening statements that we are not ready for the digital system. We are running. We have less facility to take care of you see, the systems are overloaded. JAMB used to have their centers, but it's not enough to take care of the influx, those coming to buy education. They have to beg private hands and give them incentive to open up their facilities for them. Now I tell you, some persons, some private hands are opening up facilities just for JAMB CBT exam, nothing else. Because they are making money from it. So there's so much happening in the system that JAMB has no power over. And that again boils down to things like this.
Okay, let us also look at the tertiary institutions now that sometimes, you know, because if you stretch this whole thing further, if not for a prize was at stake, you know, by innocent mottos and all that, that MMESOMA had to come out that, look, hey, I have a higher result. Don't celebrate 360, I have 362. Now, this lady may have gone ahead to secure admission with this result. Yes. Most tertiary institutions may readily want to give admission to her. Yeah. I mean, the best scorer of the exam. So let's look at our tertiary institutions. When we went to tertiary institutions, our results were vetted. So what do you think is going on? Is it that universities are no more vetting results now, or what is going on?
It's not as if universities are not vetting results. They are, but to the best of their capability. Like I said, the ICT system is still highly defective to the best of their ability. You see, if she had submitted this result to a university, that university would have celebrated her.
And they will give her admission.
Instantly, without looking back, without thinking twice. And then she goes in and she graduates and she's out there. But because, like you say, a prize was involved and people had to say, no, we need to find out who is the true person. And this came out. Our system should, our educational system, the tertiary institutions and all, should begin to vet results properly. There should be a synergy between the institutions of learning and the agencies that conduct exam, the examining bodies. There should be a proper synergy between the institutions of learning, tertiary institutions, polytechnic, university, monotechnics, and all that, and WAEC, West African Examination Council, NECO, National Examination Council, and JAMB, especially, who organizes the entrance exam to these tertiary institutions, so that there will be no lacuna, no space, no gap between what is gotten and what is being presented, like in the case of MMESOMA.
Yes. All right, so we saw Fabian Benjamin, that's the spokesperson to the Joint Admission and Matriculations Board, on some of the sister stations, and she said that they discovered that prior to 2021, they had, you know, suspicion, news here and there, how people were faking results and all that. So from that 2021, they decided to change their templates, and that was how this whole MMESOMA story came about and all that. So it then means that a lot of results
out there
before 2021.
Fake.
Very serious.
You are correct, Evans. Yes. JAMB had owned up. That statement is a self-stabbing one. Yes, that there are a lot of results out there they cannot attest to, which people have used to gain admission and graduated and are doing fine in the society, gaining and enjoying what they never merited in the very first place. So it's self-stabbing. They should do a lot more to cleanse the system and make sure what people get is not different from what people are presenting to the public and to the institutions of learning that they vie to enter.
And JAMB too may have also had its own side of, you know, the story, allegations on how at a particular point in time now, how certain officials were accused of corruption, how snakes swallowed some billions of naira and all that and all that. Now, for such a sensitive education institution that a lot of persons depend on to get into higher level of education in their lives, do you want to suggest here that it should be thoroughly revamped, or that entrance examinations should not be left in the hands of this organization? A lot of persons have said that let's individual tertiary institutions conduct their entrance examinations. What would you want to say about that?
I don't know what you want me to say now, because Ayikwe in his book, we read those days, said the beautiful ones are not yet born.
Yeah, not yet.
Because you give it to Mr. Paul, there's a problem. Give it to Mr. Peter, there's a problem. Ojerin is being chased around now, the former JAMB registrar, being chased around. Even his children were involved in selling JAMB properties. It's very funny. You give it to the next person.
Those are allegations.
Well, they are there. They are there for you to. You showed it in your telly, your screen. You wrote about it. So I read it from you people. So even if you say the allegations.
No, we say it's
yes, yeah. You showed me the allegation, and I have them to say.
We don't say categorically as a statement of fact.
Well, I have not said so.
Yeah.
I just re-echo what you showed me. So the beautiful ones are not yet born. You give it to this man, there's a problem. You give it to this man, there's a problem. You give it to even a woman, there's a problem. So I don't know what's going to happen. If we leave it in the hands of individual institutions, it's going to be worse. It's going to be worse. Because controlling one institution now is difficult. What if you had to open your eyes, spread your arms, and control hundreds of institutions? You see, there will be a bigger problem. So I think they should sanitize JAMB and then look for some credible persons who will be there. It's unfortunate that when we are looking for credible persons, we go to universities, look for professors and all that. Well, it's the same professors that are causing problem today. It's very unfortunate. The love of money has killed integrity. That's why we are finding it difficult to get credible hands who can man an institution, and there will be no problem.
Now, the students that you prepare to become candidates for these external examinations, little wonder what you people teach them. I mean, if eventually the story of MMESOMA becomes true, that she actually first, the way JAMB has alleged now, little wonder what do you people teach these youngsters?
You shouldn't wonder, because earlier I did say the curriculum is good. The planners did a good job. Curriculum planning is good. What we have there is good. And the execution is pretty good too, whether in public or in private schools. Right? We execute the curriculum as it is given to us with good teacher input. I'm talking about private school now. National Association of Private School Proprietors, NAPS. That's what we do. We execute the curriculum with integrity and creativity. A teacher must be creative. You apply your God's-given knowledge and wisdom and what you've learned in the institutions where you were trained. You do a whole lot of mix with the curriculum and deliver interactively with your children. So we are doing our best. And MMESOMA, JAMB eventually said she got 249.
Yeah.
That's not a bad result. It clearly shows that the girl is intelligent. She's intelligent. And from the way she spoke in the interview, you will realize that she's intelligent. She's not she's not a pushover. And
the confidence.
Yeah, the confidence with which she spoke.
She has displayed so far.
Yeah, she has displayed so far. But that is not to say I am saying she's incapable of doing it. Today you see little boys who are scamming people for their money. They call the so-called Yahoo thing and all that. You have ages of 14, 15, 16 years doing those things. So what children are capable of doing today is untellable. So proper investigation should be carried out. She should take the DSS or whoever is in charge to the point where she printed it. And the sites she used, we show there. Whether she did it in a cyber cafe, she should take them there. These things are not deletable. They are there. She should take them to that place where she did it and printed it. They will see it. That's part of the investigation we expected them to carry out. And they are delaying. And you know, slaughtering the girl on the altar of JAMB integrity. What if JAMB doesn't have that integrity? What if it's the girl who has the integrity?
Let us not judge JAMB here now.
We are not judging, but we are discussing. We are discussing. It's the facts before us we are discussing. And we are not putting any conclusion because we don't know. We are discussing based on the available evidence, information before us. So don't slaughter one for the other. Let them go and do the proper investigation. She should take them to the center where she did the printing. And they will see it there. Whatever she has used. From there, you carry on other investigations.
Okay. The situation, no doubt, seems to be assuming a political dimension now. We understand that the Anambra State government, that's the state where Ms. MMESOMA is from, is taking upon itself to also to be interested in the situation. That's one narrative on one side. And of course, another narrative is that good enough, the person that JAMB has said, the candidate now that JAMB has said actually scored the highest is from the same geopolitical extraction with MMESOMA from the southeast, which is good. Because some persons were beginning to look at it differently, that, okay, they're trying to give it to somebody else.
They are from the same area.
But let's look at it now. Now, the politics inside this whole thing has to do with our election, you know. So if what JAMB has displayed now, that they really have a secured website, because JAMB has simply told Nigerians that you can edit any results and bring, but we have a way of finding out. I mean, the barcode, that's what Phoebe and Benjamin said. Yeah. It was through the barcode that JAMB knew that that result did not emanate from JAMB. So don't you think other governmental agencies, national institutions that handle sensitive materials should probably take a clue from JAMB, such as INEC?
Yes. I didn't want to mention INEC because you will say, oh, don't go there, don't go there. I was scared. But now you have brought it in, I think I should speak. You see, it's the same integrity thing, professor from the university. Isha Kolarewaju is a professor of Islamic study from, what university? Can't remember. Who is now the registrar of JAMB. The INEC boss, Mahmoud Yakubu, also a professor from the university.
No, we're talking about the institution.
Exactly. When you're talking about the institution, you're talking about the head. It's not the head who will decide what happens there. He should take a clue and clean up the character, behavioral pattern of INEC. And let there be integrity and objectivity. That IREP thing, that Beavers thing, has created a lot of dust, has raised a lot of dust. In my view, they did not allow it to say through the way it was programmed, the way they told Nigerians. It's as if I voted in vain. Because you didn't allow it to say through and let me see my vote move from one web to the other to a retrieval method where it will be brought out and read. You didn't allow it. So that has to do with integrity. Create a system and allow the system to run as it should. Depersonalize that system. Depersonalize it. We need stronger institutions in Nigeria. That's what we lack. That's why there is, you have all this problem. Our institutions are not strong enough. We need strong institutions that can run irrespective of the government in power. Irrespective of the person occupying the office. That's why the developed world, things move the way they should. Whether you are governor, they don't care. If you run foul of the law enforcement agent will come after you. See what's happening to Trump. Something almost unbelievable. So we need stronger institutions. We should allow the institutions run according to the law or edict that establish them. And when they put down a policy that will enable it to run smoothly, they should allow it to run. That's what the advice I have for INEC. They should have allowed the Beavers and the IREP and all that to run smoothly as they have told us. They did not allow it. That's what has created this whole problem in INEC.
All right, viewers out there, the program Stay Here this morning on ITV on independent television. No doubt that MMESOMA'S case, it's very, very emotional. I mean, as a parent, you have a child that she talks with all confidence that this is what I printed. You know, so we just want to employ authorities involved that they should please take a deeper dive so that somebody will not be made a scapegoat to suffer for nothing. That's one. And also, if actually MMESOMA actually did that, I think we need to
the law should take
a deeper dive into the kind of children that we raise. But anyway, let's look at it now from another angle. Now, we understand that allegations are going on here and there, that some persons, some organizations have even, told MMESOMA that she should even do away with JAMB, that they are taking her out of the country, sponsoring her to a mastered level outside the country. Now, don't you think that is another way of trying to maybe want to support any bad, if at the end of the day, eventually, MMESOMA is guilty?
I would counsel those persons and organizations to take it cool, take it slow. Yes. So that it won't look as if we are supporting something anti-social, a social vice, something that is not okay. We are supporting it. They should wait for what they should be calling for now, such bodies, such individuals, is a proper investigation into the matter. Let's get to the bottom. Let's find out who has done what and what happened. Ms. Someone claims she's innocent. I believe her, at least for now, till she is proven otherwise. Nobody is guilty till the court proves you guilty.
Why will you believe her? Because she said so?
Yeah, she said so, and she's saying it with confidence.
But
I will believe her because she has not been proven guilty by any court of law.
The organization that set the exam for her, the owner of the examination, has said that result is not ours.
Well, she said she printed it, and she printed it. So why will I disbelieve her? I will only disbelieve her when she has been proven otherwise by a different body entirely. You and I have an issue, and you are judging the case. Will I ever get justice? Tell me, will I ever get justice? I can't get justice. The case is between MMESOMA and JAMB. So JAMB has no right presently to judge the issue, to decide. They should leave it for the DSS that they already called. Otherwise, we will advise MMESOMA to take them to court. Yes. A case between both of you. You cannot adjudicate in such a matter. You will wait for the third party to adjudicate. So, as for now, I believe MMESOMA. I don't disbelieve her, because she has not been proven otherwise. And when I find evidence that she defrauded, she has been proven otherwise, I will now disbelieve her and say, oh, the girl didn't do well. But for now, I believe her. And I also believe JAMB. You see the point? I also believe JAMB.
You believe JAMB to the extent that they released the true result, which is 249.
Yes. And the girl said, oh, now I know, I read on channels, now I know that I scored 249. But the result I printed was not my fault.
And that's where the whole emotions come in now.
That's it.
That's where I mean, somehow, as a parent, you are tossed. I mean, for the girl to say, okay, now I know. This is what I scored. But it is not my fault.
It's not my fault.
This was what I
printed. So I don't have any reason to disbelieve her. If she were a PPU in my school, I will follow her to the end, to the gates of heaven. We've had such things in the past. They should verify results before following it up. I've had military officers come to me on 2 occasions for 2 of my children who were gaining admission into the military school. On 1 occasion, they came to my house. I don't know how they discovered my house. Not school now. They came to my house, drove to my house, and called me out. Said, what do I? They said, really? And you came here? They say, yes. That they will find out to the very point. They don't want any mix-up. And they followed me to the school. I showed them documents. And they took them, made photocopies, left the original with me, and they thanked me and left. That's what we should be doing. Find out things before you go further, like giving awards or admission and things like that. There are always ways of checking up. Yes, they should use such method to find out so that we will not have such mix-up in the future. Yes.
All right, so let's, what are your words now as a parent, as a stakeholder in the education industry, and of course as somebody that is so concerned about this MMESOMA'S case? Yeah. What are your parting words, you know, to stakeholders out there too?
I would say JAMB should clean up their house. And if you know there are portals or sites that can discredit you, that can impact negatively on your character and integrity, you find a way to deal with those sites.
Yeah, JAMB has a secured site. I mean, the one that has the barcode, which Phoebe and Benjamin talked about.
They just told us that the one they were using in 2021 created this whole thing.
That they found out that people were defrauding it. So
yes.
they had to secure it.
So like making a press statement on that in the past should have even helped. Yes. And let them know, let parents know.
Give a caveat.
Yes, yes, yes. And let people know that this is no longer being used, this is what we are now using, and things like that. There should be, you know, a synergy between users of a facility, between the sellers and the buyers. As it were, JAMB is the seller, we are the buyers. We buy from them. Parents buy from them. There should be a synergy. They should let you know what is going on. And that's what JAMB should do. And then other agencies and institutions should synergize in such a manner, in such a way and manner that such things, such gap, such space will be covered. I think that's what I have to tell them.
All right, so why Nigerians and I think the
and then finally, before we shouldn't jump into conclusion when there are matters. We should wait for thorough investigation. We should wait for thorough investigation. I thank Innocent Chukwuma, the chief, for doing such great philanthropic work. Yeah, but investigation should be carried out properly before such things will be done. And then again, we should not try to be prejudicial. We should wait for investigations to be carried out and reports given before we give our judgment or whatever verdict we have to give.
All right, so I think Nigerians are waiting for the DSS now because JAMB has made their position known that MMESOMA actually scored 249. Why MMESOMA accepted, she has accepted the result, and she said that now she knows that the way JAMB has barred her from attempting that result in the next 3 years, that is not fair. I mean, that she didn't. That was the result that she printed. That's
it. It's unfair. They don't have to. Why should they bar?
You know, that's the result that she printed. But again, let us be careful with the way we want to blame JAMB, because JAMB, like what we said, I mean, JAMB is doing what they need to do. If you cheat on my results, you face the consequence.
But like I said earlier, they gave such power to the DSS. Say, please investigate this matter for us. Do you get that point?
Yeah.
Please, DSS, investigate this matter for us. I felt bad that they called the DSS. Did the girl kidnap somebody? What did she steal?
Oh, does
her action constitute state insecurity?
But it's a criminal offense.
That you call the DSS. You won't call the police.
It's a criminal. I mean,
it's okay. They went to the highest level. They went to the highest level. Now, having done that, why not they wait for the report? They call someone to investigate for them. Then they should wait for the report before they take any action. If they are taking an action prior to the release of the result, it is prejudicial. Like I said earlier, even though it's not a law court, it's prejudicial. And I will say like the lawyers, it is null and void and of no effect whatsoever. They should wait for that report. It is upon that report that they will act. I know they have the power to act. But now that they call for a report, an investigation, they should wait for the report before they act. That's what we do in schools too.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for we at Independent Radio and Television, we're also waiting for the reports of the DSS. The DSS has not said any word on this matter. Yeah. It is only the Joint Admission and Matriculations Board that has said that MMESOMA actually scored 249. And MMESOMA has accepted in good faith that, okay, she scored 249. Only that the way JAMB has barred her is not fair. So we just wait for the DSS to come out with a report on this issue so that Nigerians, we just have some rights by it. Bad enough now, this case has shifted the interest of Nigerians from the fuel subsidy and all that. I mean, since yesterday, it's been one thing that people have been talking about. So, I don't know. All right, so once a very big thank you to Mr. Robert Asoma, who is the former chairman of NAPS in Ovia Northeast, for finding time to come on the program today. Very big thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you too for inviting me. And I want to say thank you to my state chairman, Dr. Ross Oare, who has traveled to, for a program. I'm
going to charge you for that advice. All right, thank you so much. The program is still here this morning on ITV. More segments, we come your way. Please stay tuned.